So we're doing a little lens lab today, and you don't get to get your hands on the lenses and stuff, but before we start using them, I at least want to show them to you. So this is one of the lenses. If you can kind of see my fingers on here, it's concave. It actually goes in the middle. So we'll have concave lenses that we use some of the times. We have a 15 centimeter convex lens and a that's a 15 centimeter one, and a 5. Whoa, I'm dropping things. And a 5 centimeter one. So this is a 15 centimeter one right here, and this is a 5 centimeter one right here. The one I'm wiggling is the 5 centimeter one. Now the one I'm wiggling is the 15 centimeter one. So if you look at the differences between those, I'm trying to line those up. You can see that the 5 centimeter one is a lot kind of fatter, right? They're made out of the same stuff, but what's different about them is where they focus the light. A 5 centimeter one is going to focus the light 5 centimeters away, and a 15 centimeter one is going to focus light 15 centimeters away. That does not necessarily mean, that that's where your image is going to focus, and so this lab is going to focus on where images focus and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get those set up so we can see those things. So this is our lens setup. We should have already downloaded or written the data table stuff we're going to need for this. I don't know how well you can see that, right? That's a PDF that I'll leave with this, the thin lens worksheet, so you can fill out the data table as we're going, because we'll need those for some calculations that we're doing and that kind of stuff. What I've got, I don't know how well you can see this stuff. I've got the lights down so you can see it a little bit, hopefully, when I'm trying to light on it, but I've got a meter stick. On the meter stick at 10 centimeters, I've got a pen. At 60 centimeters, I've got the convex lens, the 15 centimeter convex lens, and then I've got a target card that I can move around and that kind of stuff. So I'm basically using that data table to figure out where I put things. So I'm going to move this guy over here so you can see the image at least a little bit, hopefully. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the image, but hopefully between this and the simulation tomorrow, we can get a good handle on how this works. Can we see that a little bit? We can see that a little bit. So I've got my phone. The LED light in my phone actually works as a pretty good light source. And now I'm going to move this guy around. So if you look right up here, you can't see any kind of image at all. You have to go back past the focal point, and then you start growing stuff. And then if we move this guy around, there we go. So you see the head of the pin there in the middle of that circle. We want it large and in focus. Well, right at 80 centimeters, that's pretty large and pretty in focus. Probably about 80 centimeters for that first one, right? So for the first line in that data table, we'd go 80 centimeters. Now we'll get reset for the next. So we have moved the lens to 45 centimeters now. So for trial 2, the pin position is still at 10. The lens will now be at 45. Again, I'm going to start up close. I'm going to go back through. I know I've got to go at least beyond the focal point. And now I'm looking for where the image forms. Looks like we're in the right range because I can see the top of this thing right here. But not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Right, so there's the pin again. We are at 75 centimeters, maybe 76 centimeters. We'll go with 75. Yeah, we're closer to 75 on this one. So it's trial 2, 15 centimeter lens again. The lens is at 45 and the target card is at 75. So now we have the thicker lens, the one with the 5 centimeter focal length. I'm not good at guessing where, right? So it's a little thicker. We're supposed to put this one at 60. The pin is still at 10. And now I'm going to adjust things. Again, we'll start right up close. Notice it comes to a focus much, much faster than it did before. It's already focused and now it's flipped over. And right there. Yep, right there. So it's already formed an image there at 67 centimeters. 67 centimeters is where this one's at. So 7 centimeters beyond where it was before. I'll just go ahead and move this one again right now because I know where I need to move to is 45. So now we're in trial 4, 10 centimeter position, a 5 centimeter convex lens. We are at 45. Again, we'll start up nice and close. And we'll move further back. Looks like we are right at our focal length there. And then, oh, there's the image. Again, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that on there. I don't think you can see it. This one's so much better in person. So anyway, that's 52 centimeters is where we're at there. So 52 centimeters for this one for 45 lens position. And now we're going to go with the concave lens. Let me pause here. So now we have a concave lens, right? So a concave lens is smushed in, right, like a cave on both sides. So we want to know where we'll form a real image here. So we look at it and sure doesn't look like we can form an image here, right? So if we start drawing some rays and stuff, we can see that you won't form a real image. You can form a virtual image. A real image is one that you can project on things. A virtual image is one that you look into the lens to see. So the background is something that we definitely want to read on that PDF file that I sent you. But let's kind of draw some lens diagrams, so to speak. So let's see, can we see that? Okay, maybe if I kill the lights a little bit. Might make the video laggier. I'm trying to figure out these lag issues that we've started to have. But if you look, you see how that bends the light towards the middle the whole time, right? So in both directions, that bends the light towards the middle. And as you look, you go to right about here. If I put my finger right there. Oh, I'm not quite there. So that's a spot where the light doesn't really move a whole lot, right? So my finger is at the focal length, right? That's the focal length of this little guy. That's not where an image is formed. An image isn't formed where the focal length is. That's just showing us where the light rays come in, right? So the light ray comes in here. It bends towards the focal length, right? This light ray comes in here and bends towards the focal length. So if I have something over here, like in textbooks, they always like candles for whatever reason, right? But we used a pen. So if I want this to go through, it has to go past that focal point. It'll flip upside down. And then it'll reform the image over here. When you are further out, it'll form the image a little closer than this one is and stuff. But well, you'll mess with that in the simulation tomorrow, but that's kind of in general what's going on there. The calculation that they're asking us to do for this one is a nice little equation. I'm wanting to say lens law, but that's not right. I forget what the name of the law is. Not overly important, but it's 1 over the focal length is going to equal 1 over, what are the two they use for image distance? And they use I for image distance plus 1 over O. I think they use O for object distance. So the object distance would be how far away the object is from the lens, right? So the pen is our object. And in the first one, in that first setup that I gave you, wow, it really kind of has to adjust to the different light there. The first one that we did, our lens was at 60 and our pen was at 10, so it was 1 over 50, right? So 1 over 50 centimeters plus, and then our image formed at 80, so that's going to be 1 over 20. So if I do 1 over 20 plus 1 over 50, 1 divided by 20 plus 1 divided by 50, and I inverse that, that gives me a focal length of 14.2 centimeters. Well, that first one was a 15 centimeter focal length lens, so pretty close, right? We came pretty close. We were expecting a 15 centimeter focal length, and it gave us 14.2. So that's one of the calculations they want you to do for all of those trials we did. You can't do that for the concave one because we couldn't form an image, but those other three, you should do that and figure out what those focal lengths are. That'll be some of the quiz questions that we've got for today. We're going to skip the 2-lens system for now. If I can figure out a better way to do that, but I went back and watched the video that where I was trying to, you can't see those images at all. So we'll try and figure out something. We can spend an extra day or two on this. This is one of those, I don't like this, you not being able to get your hands on these lenses, because normally I just give you these lenses, y'all play with it, you move the cards around on it, and you kind of figure all this stuff out as you're going. Anyway, hopefully that helps for how to do those. Really, we should just be going through the 1-lens system, reading the background stuff and all that, and you should be in good shape for the quiz today.